Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Hive Hound. Firstly, I want to apologise for the poor quality. I'm currently away. I'm going to be away for the next couple of months, so I'm trying out SHAREfactory, and hopefully, I'll figure out how to integrate my intro into it and see if we can increase the production quality a bit and do what I can when I'm at home to try and improve things. So apologies for that. First of all, I want to give a massive shout out to Spartan for noticing me in his recent battle and obviously giving me the shout out on his last video. And let's get it out of the way. Yes, he absolutely messed me up. Yes, I knew it was Spartan. Yes, I did wreck his team. I was on about 130,000 damage when he killed me, and yes, I was. It was a bit of a risky move pushing on him, but I was going to turn to the right to angle. And if you noticed, I've done the recent video about auto bounce angles. I was aiming to get to like the 30 or less than 30 degrees from his guns, hoping he was going to waste his salvo. Had my reload booster ready to mess him up, but you can see on this video, if you notice, you'll see the torpedoes just before I appear around the corner, and those torpedoes force me to turn towards Spartan and give him the flat broadside, and it was a mistake. And he made me pay for it. But excellent game. He played well. I say he played well. He tunnel visioned me. I knew he was there. I used that as an advantage to punish his team. But when it came down to it, it just wasn't my day. Well done to the big man. Excellent job, and yeah, you certainly put me in my place. So obviously, some big news. If you've been paying attention to Facebook, Wargaming have confirmed that we're getting the British cruiser line in the next update, which I believe is coming out on the 3rd of January. They've not told us the ships, but they've given us the silhouettes. But anyone who knows a little bit about ships, was played on the PC, the silhouettes are recognizable. I'm going to say this with 99% confidence. I'm pretty sure, and I'm just going to point out that this Yamato is going to get absolutely wrecked. First salvo, it lands us 121,000 damage. Reload booster on the Jean Bart. Second salvo out. Yeah, 4 Citadel hits, 78,000 damage, and you can see the shells coming in from Chris there. I think it's Chris. There he goes, Chris. Steals my kill. So next time you see him talking about stealing kills in my chat, remind him of the 80,000 damage I done to the Yamato, and he come and picked it up, cleaned it off right at the end. So back to the Royal Navy cruisers. Let's get this out of the way. So looking at the silhouettes, I'm like I said, I'm 90% positive of what's going on here. You're going to have the Emerald at tier 4, the Leander at tier 5. That really does look like the Fiji at tier 6. And that's going to leave us with the Edinburgh, the silhouettes, the Edinburgh or the Belfast at tier 7. Let's be honest, if we're going to get the Belfast is going to be a premium. But that does mean it's going to be a premium tier 7, and we've never had to pay for them. They've always been campaign ships. So with a bit of luck, the next campaign will be for the Edinburgh, which is a Royal Navy cruiser, the only Royal Navy cruiser to have high explosive. For any of you that's wondering about, I have played the Royal Navy cruiser line extensively on PC. They are very lightly armoured, very fast firing, but they have semi-armor piercing, which means they do good damage to destroyers, not quite as much as if you were firing high explosive. They're fantastic against other cruisers, but they do struggle against battleships. You've got to aim for the superstructure as we hammer that to bits and put ourselves to pretty much 130,000 damage right off the bat. Obviously, he's having a tussle with, I believe it's a cruiser we've got there. and I basically I pushed forward too much here. I sort of overextend. He kills our vanguard, and unfortunately we can't shoot at him. He goes invisible, so there's not much we can do about him from there. So yeah, the Royal Navy cruisers have got weird armor piercing. They're short fuse armor piercing. They're like a hybrid. We do because they never had high explosive, and that's true. They didn't have high explosive. They did, but it was for shore bombardment. It's not for use against other ships. So they have this hybrid short fused armor piercing, a semi armor piercing round, which is why you can't really do damage to battleships. Basically, the way it works is volume fire in the Citadel. You won't overpen, but through the Citadel, the superstructure. So you will do a lot of damage, but just not. You're not going to cause fires unless we get to Belfast, and you're gonna struggle to Citadel battleships, but you will be an absolute menace to both destroyers and cruisers because you're going to do big damage to them both, and the guns are really fast. You also have a heal. Well, they do on PC. Most of them have a heal, a smoke screen, and the higher tier ones are also equipped with radar. So this John Bar has suddenly had a massive rush of shit to the brain and has decided to come out and push 3 Jean Barts all at the same time. He's given us pretty close to broadside, so reload booster. There's our high caliber, 140,000 damage. He keeps on coming, he doesn't angle away. He is pointing his one gun at us, and we should have noticed that as we score a Citadel and another 20,000 damage. And we probably shouldn't have turned into that. We probably should have paid a bit more attention, but we didn't want to hit the island as he turns away, and you'd think that would be the end of him. But no, a bunch of over penetrations. Oh no, sorry, 3 penetrations, a ricochet, and left him with very, very little health. And again, Chris stealing my kills. 160,000 damage on pretty much 2 battleships. And yeah, Chris picks up the final kill. I think he might have killed the 2 bits as well that we hammered. So there's 3 battleships that we picked on. I can't really complain about the Jean Bart so much because between himself and I can't remember. I think it might be Dan who's playing with us. Did cause some significant damage as well. So here we go. Iowa sailing broadside to us, and we unload, and that was perfectly timed. Look at that. Every single one of them falls short. Right at the end, he just turned away and just missed because, to be honest, my own fault. I aimed at the waterline. I should have been aiming more towards the top of just underneath the superstructure. But he's turning away, so we adjust our fire and see what we can do. This does turn out to be a pretty damn good game as we miss another salvo on the Iowa, who's in all fairness just outmaneuvering us. He's not putting effective fire on me either. Really, there he scores his first hit. We knew the hippo was there, so we'd already started slowing down. He'd been annoying us with HE for a while. His torpedoes harmlessly sailed by. And what we're trying to do now is get this island between ourselves and the Iowa, because you don't want to be fighting 2 ships at one time. 2 ships, if 2 ships can see you, 2 ships are going to shoot at you. So we're going to try and cancel out the fire from the Iowa as much as we can, and try and deal with this hippo as quickly as possible. But it turns out he's going to be a little bit sneakier than we'd hoped for. So as you can see, he's playing fire. He's playing with fire here. He's turning. He's giving us, it's a pretty good broadside, and overpens a couple of misses, and there we go. The Iowa has returned. The Iowa being the bigger threat, we turn to pay him some attention, but he disappears into the mist, the magical disappearing of ships. That is the concealment mechanic, and of course, as soon as we fire, he reappears, and he's still sitting there broadside as we rack up 190,000 damage with our next hit on that hipper. So yeah, we've talked about the Royal Navy cruisers enough. I think they're coming out on the 3rd. I think that's when the next update is. We were not going to let him get away with not getting shot at again. So we put it in reverse to try and remove the effectiveness, and we scored a juicy citadel, taking us to 2,800 damage. And look at him again, that that hipper sailing broadside, testing fate. And yeah, so the Iowa keeps on pushing. There's not much we can do. We're gonna have to deal with our little Iowa problem. But finally, my teammates have started pushing up through B. One of them's crossed over, and now it's no longer a 2-on-1 situation, although there is 3 of us. It is now a 2-on-2. So we're gonna have a change in direction here, because now we want the Iowa to be visible. The Iowa's angling up against the other Jean Bart, and well, I've run out of room. I've hit a rock. I've got to go forward. There's nowhere else for me to go at this point, as the hipper decides now it's time to reappear. So look at him testing fate, just giving so much broadside, and fate. The hipper driver, let's be honest, he should probably buy a lottery ticket at this point. Fired so many salvos at him whilst he's been broadside, and somehow he's managed to get away unscathed. I say that, fair play to him. You know, he was moving, he was angling, he was turning. He wasn't making it easy for me. But now the Iowa's in a tricky situation here. He's caught between 2 Jean Barts, and he's trying to angle the best he can against the 2 of us. But two Jean Barts, 1 Iowa. I know I'd rather be in one of the Jean Barts at this point. As he gets closer, because he keeps on steamrolling forward, he's going to give us more and more broadside. He gives us almost a perfect broadside there, but I wasn't paying attention. He slowed down, and half of our shots missed. But we still hit him, and he's still not looking this way. So we're going to push forward, because we're going to turn towards the hipper, because we do want to finish that hipper off. And we get another salvo away at the Iowa, and kaboom! Have that, Chris. I took that kill from. Did I take that kill from him? I don't think I did. I think I'd done enough damage to the Iowa to justify that. And the hipper fired torps, but you know, we'd already started turning to chase him, so they were absolutely ineffective. And yes, finally, his luck ran out. Sailed broadside to the Jean Bart, 1 time too many, and that puts us on 256,000 damage. Dreadnought, fireproof, devastating strike, high caliber, and I'm going to give myself an honorary cracking because of my teammates stealing my hard work. Let's have a look. Do I flick onto the team results screen? Yes, I do, and there he is, Chris, with 2 kills. Stolen from me. But thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for sticking with us, and until next time, take care.